Hey there, everyone. How you doing? So, I'm a night owl, and since I've retired, it's it's gotten pretty out of hand. I when I worked, I would try to get in bed by 10 and up by 6, so I could be ready to head over to work and everything. And now, well, staying up on the weekends has never been hard. Say till like 1 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, I have bitter root on my nose. Um. Anyway, so that's never been any kind of big deal for me. I mean, that's kind of been more my natural time. And so then, since I retired, it's gradually gotten worse and worse to where, let's see, I'm trying to do better. I've been staying up till 3 or 4 a lot. So um, last night I tried to get to bed by 2. It was actually 2:30 when I laid down. And I was still laying there. I heard the clock chime at 3 o'clock, so um, that's still kind of where I'm at right now. But I'm working on it. But then I slept until 12:30, um, and I didn't think I slept that long. I thought it was maybe 10 o'clock in the morning, but now it's 12:30. So yeah, and I'm having coffee at 12:30. The rest of the world's already had lunch, so yeah, I kind of got things all screwed around. So I'm working on getting that a little better. I think if I can get to bed by 1, I'll be happy with that. So, sorry. It's not really a cold. I think it's more allergy related. I don't know. I don't feel sick or anything. I just have a little, drainage. Um, anyway, so yeah. I was going to tell you guys that I had to go to my old job for a meeting. Um, oh, Daisy, now it's not the time. Daisy. Daisy, why are you barking? Does the neighbor have their dog out? Yeah. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I worked at a place for people with intellectual disabilities. Uh, and I was there for almost 29 of the 30 years that I worked in that field. So one of those people kind of became a good friend of mine. And she's elderly and starting to experience some health issues and some dementia. And they've asked if I would be willing to serve as a guardian for her. Did I really sit down here at almost 4 o'clock to do a video? Yeah, I did. Anyway, so I had to go over for a meeting to talk about that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it or not. I just have to weigh the pros and cons at this point. Anyway, so I was over there, and, well, let me point out first that I used to drive 40 minutes to go to work every day. And since I'm not working, it seems like a lot longer of a drive, because I'm not going over there, all the time. So, I have not been back in 5 months. And so I went back to the meeting, and I had an appointment later in the day in that town. My meeting was at 10 o'clock. Okay, you just heard me tell you about being a night owl. For me, that was like having a meeting at 4 a.m. for the rest of the world. But anyway, I had to be in town until afternoon, say like 2 o'clock. And so I just thought, well, I'm going to go visit the people that I used to work with. And that, I thought, I'll spend an hour there. Then I'll go and pick up some stuff at the store that I need and grab some lunch, maybe meet a friend for lunch or something. Hi, Sebastian. Hi, puppy. And then head over to my appointment. Well, as it turned out, the visiting took a whole lot longer than I had intended, and I was there until time to go to my appointment. So I had a really good time. It was great to see everyone. I really have missed them. I need to get over there more frequently. So, yeah. Anyway, it was a good day. So then Friday, sorry, if we had vlog here, that would be what it would be. But we don't have vlog here. Quite easy. So Friday was supposed to be girls' night out. There's a group of people that I've known for 30 years because I started working. The first place I worked in that field of working with people with intellectual disabilities, the woman who hosted the party was my first supervisor there. And then there's a bunch of people that I worked with in that location, and then some people who've worked there since then that I didn't work with, but I've met. So anyway, it was a good time. It was supposed to start at 6 on Friday night, and we had some weather, and my roommate was telling me she's a news hound, so actually she's a weather hound. She watches the weather on every channel possible, and gets all alarmed about it, but she never goes out. Anyway, so all day long she was going on and on about how bad the weather was outside and how horrible it was, and it was snowing and freezing and sloshy and messy and slippery and bad and all these accidents all over, and I got kind of scared. So I thought, I don't know if I'm going to go or not. I have to go into town, 10, 15 miles, to go to girls' night. Well, and everybody brings something, and I have been taking buffalo chicken dip. And so I had made that, and at 5 o'clock I called one of the girls that was kind of out and asked her if it was still on, and she said, oh yeah, I'm on my way, I'm heading into town, I have to make a stop, and then I'll be there. And she asked if I was coming, and I said, I don't know, I'm kind of worried about those roads and the weather and everything, and so I don't know if I'm going to make it or not. And, part of it also is that, yeah, it's been 2 years, but 2 years ago I flipped my car in weather like that. So there's that little leeriness about that too. So I don't know. I finally said I'm not going to go. So I just parked myself at the computer, was messing around on Facebook or something, and at 7 o'clock I got a call from Sharon, and she said, "Are you on the way?" I said, "No, I'm not." And so then I felt bad that I wasn't going. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go. Well, I hadn't showered, so I jumped in the shower and got ready. And, my roommate just had me all freaked out about it. And as I'm going out the door, she said, well, you better pack a bag because it's supposed to be freezing rain out there after a while. And, we're just going to, it's going to be death by snow and ice. So I said, yeah, okay, it'll be fine. If I have to stay, I stay, and I don't have to pack a bag to spend one night at, Winnie's and then drive home the next day. So I took off and went, and really the roads out here, weren't as bad. Thursday, when I had gone to my old job, the main road that goes from my house to the the closest town, had not been cleared, but Friday night it was, so it wasn't a problem. It was when I got to town they hadn't cleared the roads in town. And you know what? My dogs suddenly need all of my attention, and they want me to play with the toss and floss with them. Go get it. So, anyway, I got into town and the roads were crappy. I mean, they weren't impassable or anything. They were just crappy, and so I was careful. So I got to my friend's house, and I got out of the car, and I was walking up to the house, and I'm thinking to myself the whole time, cussing my roommate for making me so scared to go out and all of that. And I missed the curb, and I fell. Stupid. I was like, oh, that's karma. Cussing at my roommate about the weather, and then it comes back to bite me. Anyway, It was fine. I didn't get hurt. I landed in some snow and not on my knees, which, that would have been worse. My butt had plenty of cushion, so it was all good. So, yeah. Anyway, had a really good time, and a couple of my friends there asked me to come over sometime and bring my looms, because they'd like to learn to loom knit. So that was cool. That was fun. So, yeah. So it's been a good few days. Yeah, there were only a couple other things. I might as well go ahead and shoot with that, but I quit loom knitting for a while because in the wintertime my fingers crack, and usually they crack up along my nail or along the tips. Daisy, stop, that hurts. This time my finger cracked on the front of my finger in the like fingerprint area. And I know what that is. When I loom knit, I wind these around here, and I pick off the first side, but the second side I pull off with my hand, and so I had been pulling it so much I had worn like a callus, but not really yet. It was still too tender, and so it split open. So I kind of quit loom knitting for a while on the long looms so that I could allow it time to heal up. And then, as it was healing and the dead skin was coming off of there, I was clipping it with the nail clippers, but I could never really get it smoothed off enough to where it felt like I could loom knit. So I just took my pet egg, and you have the little sander thing on the bottom, and I just sanded it away, and I did some loom knitting last night. So yeah. And then I was playing with the dog with that darn toss and floss thing, and I got up this morning, and I knew he didn't bite me, but we were playing rough. And I think his tooth must have hit my hand, but I have an old lady bruise now. Look, it's not a normal bruise. It's those kind that old people get, where it just kind of looks dark purple under the skin, not like a normal bruise. That's depressing. But I'll try to think about happy things now. I'm awake, I'm dressed, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm making a video. Happy day, everyone.